Good morning, all students from Forensic Science first year semester second students. Today I am unavailable for the physical lectures, so I am delivering this lecture through this video. Today's topic for criminal laws is the Environment Protection Act of 1986. This is for the semester second. This is also a very important act from our study point of view as well as the students of forensic science department. What is the scope of this act and object of this act? First, we will understand. This act is, promulgated to provide the protection and improvement of environment and for the matters connected therewith. It means this act is dealing with the subject of the protection as well as improvement in the environment situation not only in India but also throughout the world. United Nations Conference on the Human Environment held at Stockholm in the year June 1972, in which India also participated to take appropriate steps for the protection and improvement of human environment. So in the year 1972, India participated in the conference of the United Nations Organization at Stockholm for the purpose of protecting as well as improving the environment conditions in India. Also, what type of environment to be protected and what type of environment to be improved? That is regarding air pollution, it should be controlled. Water pollution should be controlled. Soil or land should be protected from the deterioration in the environment situation, as well as seawater pollution should be controlled. Sound pollution should be controlled. Forest plants, forest land, living creatures and their improvement and the prevention of hazards to the human being, living creatures and the plants and property should be protected. So these are the three things which are very important. That is, air pollution should be controlled, water pollution should be controlled, sound pollution should be controlled, because these are the hazards to the human beings, not only human beings but also to the living creatures as well as plants and property. Because as per the Constitution of India, Article 21 gives the fundamental right to life. Right to life means life and the conditions of the living conditions should be in a better position. That is why this Article 21 also is applicable to this act, and because in India there is a famous case law, that is Mr. M.C. Mehta versus Union of India, All India Reporter 1988, in which Supreme Court has upheld that fundamental right to life, article under 21 is applicable to the control of pollution in Ganges water. So Ganga river was very much polluted by the various effluents which were merged into the river or water of Ganga. That is why the Supreme Court has also directed to implement this act in a better position. So this act is applicable to all over India. That is section 1 says that short title, extent and commencement. So this act may be called as the Environment into bracket Protection Act 1986. It extends to whole of India. It shall come into force right from 1986. The object of this act is Environment Protection Act was passed as a measure to implement the decisions taken at the United Nations Conference on Human Environment held in Stockholm in the year 1972, to which India was also a party. The conference passed the Stockholm Declaration in view of the principles 2, 4, 8, and 11 thereof, as well as Articles 48A and 51A into bracket G of the Constitution. The objective of all laws on environment should be to create harmony between the development and on the one hand and the environment on the other, and neither one can be sacrificed at the altar of the other issue. So this is also upheld in Supreme Court All India Law Reporter in the case of SR Oil Limited versus Haldar Utkarsh Samiti, that is case law of 2004. So simultaneously the development process should be also flourished. At the same time, the protection of environment in a better condition should also be continued. Now we will see the section 2, that is important section, that is regarding definitions. Unless and until we understand the definitions under this act, we are unable to explain the further explanations. So what is environment? It is also explained in section 2 into bracket small a. What is environment? It includes water, air, and land, and the interrelationship which exists among and between water, air, and land, and human beings and other living creatures, plants, microorganisms, and the property. So this is the definition of environment, and we have to protect all these things. What is environmental pollutant? What is environmental pollutant? It means any solid or liquid or gaseous substance present in such concentration as may be tend to be injurious to environment. So if we mix these kind of environmental pollutants in even in water, any water, in river, in well, in reservoirs, or even in the sea, the fish or the living creatures in the water will also be very much in dangerous situation. The various fish may die because of this kind of environmental pollutant. Then what is environmental pollution? It means the presence in the environment of any environmental pollutant. So pollutant is creating pollution. Then hazardous substance. What are the hazardous substance for the pollution, effect of pollution? Hazardous substance means any substance. It may be liquid, it may be solid, it may be gaseous substance, or preparation which by reason of its chemical or physicochemical properties or handling is liable to cause, here listen carefully, is liable to cause harm to human beings, other living creatures, plants, microorganism, property, or the environment. So what is the result of such kind of hazardous thing is that it is liable to cause harm, that is damage to human beings. It may create a lot of air pollution will affect the human being. Lungs will be affected. Even air pollution is also causing the sound pollution is also causing the human heart, brain, as well as listening capacity. So, when it is harmful to human beings or other living creatures on the earth or in the sea, plants, microorganisms, property, and the environment. So, take for example, when we go from the sugar factory or any other factory, a lot of smoke is coming out of the chimney of the factories. So, this kind of smoke is affecting the nearby green field. The whatever green plants, whatever greenery is there nearby the sugar factories, we see that lot of damage is caused to the plants or the various uh, kind of green plants in the farmhouse. So this is called hazardous substance. Occupier, this is not important definition. Now we will go to section 3. Section 3, the general powers of the central government. So who is the controlling authority for this kind of authority is, that is central government as well as the state government have created various offices and officers for the measures to protect and improve the environment protection. So, subject to the provision of this Act, central government shall have the powers to take all such measures as it deems necessary and expedient for the purpose of protecting and improving the quality of the environment and preventing, controlling, and abating the environmental pollution. Okay. So, coordination of actions by the state government officers and authorities. So, at every district level, there is an officer of the rank of super class 1, who is called as pollution control officer, and he is assisted by so many officers to control this kind of environmental pollution, whether it is air pollution, whether it is sound pollution, whether it is water pollution, or whether it is pollution in the river or any other area of the lands. So under this act, rules are made in Maharashtra in the year 2000. The various rules are also made by the state government to control the air pollution, sound pollution. So police and this pollution control officer have been empowered to take action against the various sound systems like DJ or any other sound system which are creating the sound or frequency of sounds from the loudspeakers or various kind of DJ systems. So these are banned by the act and the rules made under 2000. So there are so many powers vested with the the pollution control officers of the central government as well as the state government. So what is the scope of this section 3? The environment pollution into bracket prevention and control. So what is the object of this act is to prevent the pollution that is of air pollution, water pollution, sound pollution, and even the soil pollution. So this authority is going to prevent and control the statutory authority constituted under section 3 of this act, and its directions are final and binding on all persons and organizations concerned. It is explained in the case law of Mr. M.C. Mehta versus Union of India. He is the person, that is Mr. M.C. Mehta is the person who has been continuously fighting for the better conditions in environment. He has been fighting all these things not only at the level of ground reality, but also at the Supreme Court. He has filed so many public interest litigations as well as writ petitions to give suitable directions. Otherwise, the central government and the authorities of the state government were not very much aware, or they were not taking lot of interest in the implementation of this act of 1986. So this case law is also very important. That is MC Mehta versus Union of India, All India Law Reporter 2002, Supreme Court, page number 356. This is the judgment. So if you go to Google and search the various case laws declared by the Supreme Court in this regard, that is Mr. MC Mehta versus Union of India, you will come to know there are number of directions issued by the Supreme Court. But if you are interested in the detailed study of these judgments and the directions given by the Supreme Court, you can also refer these judgments, and you will find a lot of is done by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Otherwise, the state government authorities and the central government authorities were not taking proper steps or proper actions against the environmental pollutant factories or the owners or the company directors. So the development and the protection of the environments are not enemies. The development should also go on. For example, in Maharashtra, we have seen the 710 kilometers Samruddhi Super Express road from Nagpur to Mumbai. Because of this road, there will be lot of progress. There will be lot of development, not only in Maharashtra but also throughout India. But at the same time, there were so many lands problems, soil problems. So many plants were cut. So many crops were also burned. So this fertile land was also converted into the cement road. So, but at the same time, we have to think that whatever the things are done nearby the Samruddhi Express Superway, there are so many plants, there are so many greeneries are also erected there, and this balance has to be kept there. So in this any kind of development or any kind of environment situation, the balance should be maintained, and this is also one of the directions given by the Honorable Supreme Court in also another case law that is also filed by Mr. MC Mehta versus Union of India. Now we will come to section 4. What is the appointment of the officers and the powers and functions of the officers, that is pollution control officers? Without prejudice to the provision of subsection 3, section 3 of the central government may appoint. As per the section 3, central government has also powers to appoint pollution control officers. At the same time, section 4 gives powers to the state government to make any kind of rules or to appoint any officers under section 4 into bracket 1, and they shall be subject to the general control and direction of the central government. So this act is being implemented by the central government authorities, but at the same time the state government authorities are also under the direct control of this central government officers. Then section 5 is regarding the powers to give directions to the concerned company, factory owners. So notwithstanding anything contained in any other law, but subject to the provisions of this act, central government may, in the exercise of its powers and performance of its functions under this act, issue directions in writing to any person, officer or any other authority of such person. So these are very important powers given to the authorities. Then there is also a national level green tribunal authority has been also established in India, and there is also the appointment of the retired Supreme Court judges in this tribunal. This National Green Tribunal Authority is also an independent authority, and it is established as per the Green Tribunal Act, National Green Tribunal Act of 2010, and this is also an independent tribunal which can impose fine. Even in Mahabaleshwar in district Satara, I will not name the person, but minimum 10 lakh fine has been imposed for the cutting of the forest trees in Mahabaleshwar resort forest area, because this person was going to construct a cement concrete bungalow in the green zone. So this kind of punishment is, having power within National Green Tribunal, and the office of this National Green Tribunal for Western Zone is in Pune city itself. This kind of tribunal has been established for the Western Zone in Pune. Okay, then there are section 6 for which rules to regulate environment pollution can be made. Then chapter 3 deals with the prevention, control and abatement of the environment of pollution. These are not very important sections, but now being the students of forensic science, you should know section 12, because in section 12 there are environmental laboratories. For example, we have seen there are central forensic laboratories as well as state forensic laboratories for the analysis or experts' opinion on various criminal evidence. But for environmental laboratories, the central government may, by notification in the official gazette, establish one or more environmental laboratories, and this kind of laboratory will provide the various experts' opinion on various subjects regarding which are causing pollution in air pollution, sound pollution, water pollution, or any other kind of pollution. So government analysts are also appointed under section 13. So they are also called as experts. So being the students from forensic science, you have an opportunity to be the government analyst in the national government laboratories, which are specially established for the purpose of prevention and control of the environment. So you can become the government analyst, you can acquire this post, that is government analyst in the government laboratories for the prevention and control of environment. Then report of the government analyst will be final, and it will be used as evidence as the expert's evidence of the facts stated therein, and it will be useful for the proceeding in the court. So the expert's report under this act will be also a piece of evidence in any court of law. And now section 15, very important section. This is the punishment section. I will read it as it is. Penalty for contravention of the provisions of the Act and rules, orders and directions. Whoever fails to comply with or contravenes any of the provisions of this Act or the rules made or under any direction issued thereunder shall, in respect of each such failure or contravention, be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 5 years or a fine which may extend to rupees 1 lakh. It's very important. So the punishment is also very much, that is 5 years imprisonment, and the fine will be not less than rupees 1 lakh or with both. And in case of the failure of the contravention continues with the additional fine which may extend to 5,000 rupees per day, every day. If he has not paid a fine of rupees 1 lakh after the conviction, then he is liable to pay rupees 5,000 fine per day after this conviction. So section 15 is regarding the punishment, for the contravention or for the any kind of violation or for any kind of breach under this act. So any rule which is violated even during various festivals we see that, or various wedding ceremonies we see that there is lot of sound pollution created by the sound system or the loudspeakers or the DJ system. Then these rules are applicable under section 55 15, and the punishment for this kind of violation is 5 years imprisonment or fine up to rupees 1 lakh, and maybe both. So section 15 is important. Section 16 and the section 17 are not important. Now we will come to section 18. Protection of action taken in good faith. So any officer under this act has taken any action in good faith, there will be no any kind of suit or criminal proceeding against that officer of the central government. So students, we have studied this act today. As I am busy, so I am unable to attend today's physical lectures, but I will attend next lectures on next Saturday, and we will complete Information Technology Act next time. Thank you. All the best.